to
Monday with the Mavens. We made an exciting entrance because we're kind of far away from our phones.
We wanted to be able to have all the tools that we were hopefully going to be able to, well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the tools that we're going to talk about today here with us. So we have a little bit of more space between you guys and us, but we are talking about all the tips and tools for success today.
For life success, not just like nutrition success, but just success in living.
Yeah, and honestly, I think we all have different things that we do that work for us. So we're going to talk about some of the things that work for us, that work for our clients. But if you have things that you use consistently that have been a game changer for you, we would love to hear about them. Because honestly, most of this stuff we get no benefit from sharing. Some of it we might get a little benefit from, but it's all about what works. And everybody's life's a little bit different. We all have found some things along the way, or at least a lot of us have. And so as we go, if you guys have things, now we're a little further away from the camera than we typically are.
You see us doing this because you're commenting, that's why.
But please join the conversation. We would love it. So we have it broken down because we have a tendency to rabbit trail, and we really want to kind of hit some. So if you see our eyes wandering, first of all, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we have a whiteboard over here because we're so organized. We want to touch on nutrition, sleep, hydration, movement, stress, supplements, miscellaneous, and have some things in each of those items. So we're gonna jump in.
Yeah, so grab a notebook and a pencil, take some notes. We would love to hear what some of your tips and tricks are, and the things that you do to help you be successful in life.
Absolutely. And when we're talking about success, like Haley said, just full life, real life success. So when we talk about success, what does that look like? How are we feeling? Are we feeling energized? Are we feeling satisfied? Are we joyful? Are we feeling strong? Are we feeling healthy? Honestly, that's one of the ways that we measure success in ourselves and in our clients. And so of course, first and foremost, we talk about nutrition, and that is a huge part foundationally of success. And we're going to start there today. What are some of the things that you can do to help hit your goals nutritionally that set you up for success, that make things a little bit easier? We have a question, and Haley has different...
Says, I've heard good things about Thrive, but is it worth getting weekly food from them versus the grocery store? So I do Thrive. You don't have to get it weekly. As far as the Thrive, I just order when I need something. And so it typically for my family ends up being, sometimes once a month. I know that Thrive does do, they do meat and stuff now, which I've never ordered any. I've never ordered any meat from them, but most of the time the things that I'm ordering from Thrive are non-perishables. Snacks for my kids' lunches, or snacks to have on hand. I'll order, crackers like these. I get a couple supplements from Thrive. I like soap and body care for my family I get from Thrive, olive oils, things like that. But I don't do it weekly. Just whenever I hop on my app and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm out of X, Y, and Z, and then I'll order it from them.
Yeah, same. You can do the subscribe and save option on there where it automatically sends you things in increments, I believe whatever you choose. I don't use that option just because I kind of have a process I go through with certain things that I get from there, and then when I see I'm low, I order. I do subscribe and save with some other things. But similarly, I do mostly non-perishables through Thrive, but they have a ton, especially for my family, of the things that they enjoy snacking, or things like my coconut aminos, my olive oil, my avocado oil, my marinara sauce, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's priced really well comparatively for what you're getting, and it's curated. They ship real quick. It's free shipping.
You don't have to go anywhere. It's really wonderful. And they'll throw sales on there periodically to where you'll get 20% off. I love that when I get an email saying 20% off, and then I hop on, and that's usually when I do a lot of my shopping. So
if you haven't tried Thrive, and we're getting ahead of ourselves right now, but if you haven't tried Thrive and you're wondering what it is, it's just an online store basically with completely curated goods. So you can search by gluten-free, by non-GMO, by they really are careful as to what they carry. And so you just, for me, it kind of takes the guesswork out of some of it. And then we do have on our website, it's at macromavens.life on the toolbox. If you want to try out Thrive, if you use the link there, it'll give you 40% off your first order.
Man, I'm going to have to use that another email.
I know, from another email.
Sign up a new email and get the discount.
It's a killer deal.
Yeah.
And it is a subscription service, but you can cancel at any time. And I will say, like, because we are going to jump into nutrition first, for me, the more I can do to just automatically set myself up to have things on hand that are going to set me up for success, that I know I like, that I know my kids like, that I don't have to put a lot of work into getting, like, the easier it is. Yeah. And so, you know, we talked about, if you're just joining us, we're talking about tools and tips for success. And we're going to talk specifically by category: nutrition, sleep, hydration, movement, stress, supplements, and other. And so we're just going to jump in and ask questions. If any of you guys have had experience with Thrive and want to share, Haley must be able to see better than me because I couldn't see that comment.
Well, I do have 20/20 vision.
Yeah, I don't. Although my vision's improving.
Oh, good. That's wonderful.
I'm real excited about it. Okay.
Let's jump into nutrition.
Let's do it.
So food prep, there's so much you can do. And I know a lot of people kind of are like, oh, I don't have time to food prep. But honestly, food prep for me, especially when I am in a group, it saves me time in the long run. It also saves me money because I throw away so much less food. And it just helps keep me organized. My family loves it when I food prep because they know, and the way I do it might be a little bit different than how Emmy does it. I print out like a paper calendar, just like a generic squares, paper calendar.
We have one for free on our website. You can download and print.
But I print it out and then I just write on there. I don't cook every single night of the week. My family is super busy. There's lots going on. We can't all be together every night of the week. And so I choose to cook my main protein on either Sunday nights or Mondays. I'll cook a huge batch of protein. Maybe it's pulled pork, maybe it's chicken, maybe it's steak, whatever it is. And then we eat off of it for lunches and for dinner all week long. It helps make it so easy. So then I will, prep the meat and then we'll do tacos one night. Maybe we'll do pulled pork. Maybe we'll do lettuce wraps. And it's all planned out ahead of time on the calendar. I can shop for it ahead of time and then it makes it so easy. Now, you have to be disciplined to do it. It's discipline over motivation every time. I'm not always disciplined and I end up kicking myself because I'll go to the grocery store and I'll buy a bunch of hodgepodgey stuff and then I'll come home. My family will be like, what's for dinner? I'm like, I'm going to just throw a hodgepodge together. And then I end up throwing away food, which I hate. I hate throwing away food. I might as well throw away money. Yep. So instead, food plan, and if you're on a macro plan, track it also, so you can plan it, you can track it, and then shop for it, and then you're set up for success.
Yeah, I would say similarly, and I would love to sit here and say that I pre-track my whole week, I make all my meals, and I don't. Have I done that in seasons? Yes. But what I do is similar to Haley in that I always have certain bulk proteins on hand because that's oftentimes what takes the most work to make, and then I can put other things with it. I also make sure that there are things that even if I change a little bit what I add to it, that the whole family can eat it because I don't necessarily want to be making myself a separate meal than what my family eats. The other thing that a lot of our clients find success with is when you're pre-tracking, and for those of you new to macros, especially out of the gate, we like our clients to pre-plan their day because then all they have to do is eat what they tracked. They're automatically going to hit their numbers, and it allows us to excel them through our process of metabolic repair faster. So for this week, for instance, I have a really busy week. I guess they're all busy, but excessively busy. And it was a full weekend, and my only opportunity to prep was Saturday morning. And I had fun. Like I made it fun.
What'd you do to make it fun?
Okay, so I like to, what was that movie? So this is what I like to do. When I'm cooking at night or if I'm prepping in the morning, I either, and my boys were busy on the farm, so like it wasn't like, sometimes you might or might not have the opportunity to do this. So sometimes I'll listen to a podcast while I'm doing stuff. Sometimes like I'll catch up on something or I'll have my earbuds in and I'll be on a fun call while I'm doing it. But this time I opened all my windows in my house. I had my screens. Now it was earlier, so it was cooler at that time. I had music on real loud. And even though I can't smell, whole nother story, I had candles. And so it was like the best. And I was still in like my cozy jammies, and I had my hair thrown up, and I had a fun fizzy drink, and I just cooked. And it was the best.
I didn't do any of that this weekend, and like my family's all eating dinner tonight, and I was just thumbing through a cookbook like, what's for dinner?
So, okay, so this is what I did. I made it real simple on myself. First and foremost, I almost always have some form of meat in my Instant Pot that we'll eat off of for days. Haley can attest to this because we eat lunch here together on Mondays or multiple days a week. And
sometimes I just come here to eat.
And I love it. So right now I have carnitas in my crock pot, which has been a go-to. I'm hoping my family doesn't tire on it. I'll do 6 pounds at a time, and then you can freeze part of it, or I maybe shouldn't admit this, but I'll just keep it on the heat function, and we literally eat off of it for days.
Which
I have never gotten sick.
No, and she's crazy because I eat her food here. I've never gotten sick either, but there's something about it. I cook mine and then I put it in the refrigerator like you're supposed to, and then we reheat it as we eat it.
So we have carnitas, and I can make a big bowl with carnitas. I can put it in lettuce leaves with carnitas. I could use like a siete tortilla, which is less inflammatory. I can use a regular tortilla. You can do whatever you want, but we'll do bowls, we'll do tacos, we'll do burritos, we'll put it on salads.
Like throw it in your eggs in the morning. It's delicious in eggs. I love the carnitas.
And so anyways, that's one thing. I did a huge 6 more pounds of I did meatballs, of turkey meatballs with fresh dill that were delicious, and then we ate them, and then I froze the rest, and so I can just pull them out and reheat them. I almost always have some form of marinated chicken tenders in my fridge, and then the excess in my freezer, so that I can just pull them out really easily and throw them in a skillet with a little bit of avocado oil and cook them up, or throw them on my grill, so that I never have to worry about meeting my protein. Another thing that we do, can you hand me that or show that?
I apologize right now. It is a pet peeve of mine, the crunchy, crinkly sound of the bags on phones. So I'm going to try to be.
So I think I shared this last weekend, but both Haley and I almost always have some form of salmon. This is my absolute favorite one.
It honestly is. It is superior.
I'm just gonna show you guys.
It's so good.
I did stop getting this for a while, and I was buying the individual sockeye wild caught sockeye salmon, the individually wrapped from Costco. Now it isn't cheap, but what I like the individually wrapped is
this is not from Costco. This is from Butcher Box.
Yeah, and this is our favorite because you guys, you cannot beat the color. Like, it is so vibrant. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the wild caught, which if you're gonna buy and eat salmon, please get wild caught.
Friends don't let friends eat farmed fish.
Yeah, seriously.
And I can say that my husband's uncle is a commercial fisherman, and he's like, do not ever eat farmed fish. Never. It is like nutritionally, the nutritional value of a wild caught fish is far superior. Far superior. In fact, if you are logging food, in MyFitnessPal, make sure if you're logging sockeye salmon that you specify whether it is wild caught or farmed, because the nutrition value is completely different.
In fact, we had a question. Can you grab that bag again? Sorry.
Yeah.
I did not get back. One of our clients asked for the macros on this, and so it says that one fillet is about 112 grams. So let's see, 28 grams an ounce. So between 4 and 5 ounces would be a fillet. They differ a little bit. 150 calories, 5 grams of fat, 25 grams of protein. So this has less fat than what you see in salmon oftentimes. And what I was trying to get to is that what I love to have the individually wrapped, I'll just always have a couple thawed in my fridge. It makes it so easy because whether I'm solo or I'm with my family, I can pull more out. And I literally just put my skillet, and I should have brought my skillet over here because I love my skillet.
You can just use any pan.
You can use any pan. But take your skillet, I throw a little bit of the spray avocado oil in there, and I just flash the salmon with a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of garlic salt. It's so easy. It takes less than 5 minutes. Yeah. And then when it's cooked, you just slide your spatula between the flesh of the salmon and the skin, and you know it's like perfect. So anyways, all of this is to say, like, I spent between 1 and 2 hours Saturday morning prepping our protein for our whole family for the whole week, and that part's done. And I'm not always quite that ahead of schedule, but then what's so nice is when I go to pre-track, I just pick what we're gonna have that night. It's already planned, my family already knows, and then you work around it the rest of your day. So even taking my 1 to 2 hours on a Saturday morning where I actually really enjoyed it probably was far less time than if I tried to prep those meals each night.
Yeah.
It's such a game saver. And with ButcherBox, once again, you can get wild caught salmon several places. You can get it at Costco. Of course, it's less expensive if you buy the whole fillet. The individually wrapped are just nice to have. I still do get the whole fillet sometimes. I just prefer ButcherBox. And if you want to try it, we do have right now, it's also on the toolbox of our website, a code for $35 off your first order, and I think free chicken for a year, which I honestly think just means you get some free chicken in every order, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Every order. I think it's like 2 pounds of chicken.
And you guys, once again, like, we're not here to sell you guys things. Like, if you have things that work great for you, awesome. We just want to tell you what we do love, and there, some of those we get no benefit from. Some, if we can get a code to give a discount for people, we're going to try to get it. So that's if you have things you like even more, share them here too so other people can learn. Yeah,
so one thing that goes along with food prep and planning is how do you know what to make, right? I mean, you might have some go-to recipes that most people I feel like probably cook between 5 and 7 different recipes and they just repeat them month over month. And we don't even know her. I love her. I follow her on Instagram. I stalk her on her website. But it's Lily from Lily Eats and Tells. She has these cookbooks. She has several of them. They're not cheap. I will tell you that now. They're expensive.
They're worth it.
They are worth every penny. I think that they're like $60 a piece. But honestly, and I'm not saying this,
there's no benefit to us.
No, none. She has no idea we exist. And I'm totally fangirling. But literally every recipe I've ever made out of any of her cookbooks has been an absolute slam dunk with my entire family.
Yeah.
And that is not easy to do. The other wonderful thing about it is she cooks, her cookbooks are set up similarly to how we described the way that we food prep. So a big batch of protein, once or twice a week, and then you eat off of it all week long. There's tons of recipes for her different proteins in here. And then the other thing that I love is that she has all of her recipes pre-tracked in MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
So I can go to MyFitnessPal, I can type in Lily Eats and Tells, crispy green chili carnitas or whatever, and I can pull up the macros right there. It's also in this new cookbook plan, she has a barcode for it. So you just scan the barcode of MyFitnessPal, pulls up the macros. So easy if you are tracking your food. And again, delicious, real food, whole foods, not prepackaged stuff. So anyway, this is a great tool.
Yeah, and we also have some amazing recipes on our Instagram feed.
Yeah.
If you just click on the Reel box, you'll find most of these past lives as well as our recipes. And Emily, Coach Emily, who's amazing, she does a lot of our recipes, and they're delicious. So
amazing, yeah.
There's so many resources out there, but just find some things that you like and don't be afraid to repeat them. Like, I love, I don't like to put myself in a box. I don't like necessarily to repeat things all that often, but we definitely have staples that we always go back to. It just makes it easy. And actually for a season, and this might be something some of you guys want to try, we did a rotation where the actual items changed each week, but the theme of the night was the same. And it just made it easy because it took the guesswork out. So I think like Monday nights was burger night, whether you had it on a bun or not, and we could mix up what the meat was, like if it was a salmon burger, if it was a regular burger. I think Tuesday was a fish night, or no, Tuesday was a taco night. Wednesday was a fish night, Thursday was a new recipe night, and Friday was an eat out night. And like we just rotated that and then always like changed what we did. And
I like that. That's fun.
It was fun. And then we got to get creative within that theme. And so do what works for you. But the biggest thing, you guys, when it comes to food is that 80% plus of your outcomes is going to be your nutrition. You can kill yourself in the gym and you cannot exercise your way out of a bad fork. I mean, you just can't. And so, I mean, maybe somebody has, but like they're going to be killing their adrenals.
Yeah, and your body. Yeah, you're just going to be killing yourself in the gym. It's not worth it, especially when, I feel like, and this is a whole other topic maybe, but I do feel like people's first choice is like, I'm going to exercise the crap out of myself in order to get healthy. And honestly, it needs to be reversed. We need to tackle nutrition first and then, go to the gym. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I had it backwards for years and years and
Same.
years. I was
Yeah.
killing myself at the gym and, you know, feeling like I was, you know, since I worked out really hard. Oh, yeah, help me.
Sorry.
You know, since I worked out really hard, then, you know, then I could eat X, Y, and Z. It's not like that. It shouldn't be like that. You know, get your nutrition under wraps first and then go to the gym.
And when we talk about nutrition, like it doesn't have to be complicated. However, there is a strategy to it. I was just chatting with a gal this morning, and you know, there's a lot of different, like, macros, such a buzzword now, right? Well, yes, you could go online and you could use some form of a online macro calculator, and you might get some benefit for a season, especially if you're consistent. But the problem with most online macro calculators is that they're not taking your bioindividuality into consideration, and they're stagnant. You're at a stagnant assignment. And if you're really looking to repair your metabolism, that takes a strategy. Like, we need to be able to fuel your body more and more consistently over time so your metabolism can really respond. And then and only then should a short-term deficit be used. But then even after that, like, people get their results and they're like, I'm good. We're like, no, like, we need to climb you back up so you can sustain those results at a higher caloric intake, not feel deprived, and have, like, sustainable, long-lasting results. It doesn't have to be complicated, but we can take the guesswork out of it. You know, if you have questions, let us know, because, man, you guys, like, it can set you free. And what our goal is today is just to talk about some of those tools that can help in the process that also benefit other areas of life, which, when you get your nutrition in check, those things all benefit anyways.
Yep, totally.
Okay, so we talked about food prep, and we talked about some of the tools, like using things like ButcherBox or like Thrive or Instacart if you use Instacart, or having a day that you grocery shop and making sure that you're getting the basics. On our website, macromavens.life/toolbox, we do have a shopping list there too. Of course, get what you enjoy. But if you want some help in looking at some of the foods that we suggest by store, we have like Trader Joe's, Natural Grocers, Costco, just some like staples that we get from those places on there that can just help. Like, don't go to the grocery store without a plan.
And don't go hungry either. My daughter loves to go to the grocery store with me when I'm hungry.
Oh, I bet.
In fact, she'll even ask me. She's so funny. She's a little bit manipulative in this way. She'll be like, "Mom, are you hungry?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." She's like, "Okay, let's go grocery shopping." I'm like, "Girl, no way. I'm not doing that." Yeah, because she knows that then I'm a pushover. I'm like, "Yeah, let's get that. Yes, let's eat it right now before we get to the checkout line."
Yeah. Oh yeah. So just go. Once again, like, a little bit of planning goes a long ways.
Yeah.
Like, a long ways. And then we talked about pre-tracking, but just to touch on that again, like, if you are doing macros, setting yourself up for a plan for the next day or the next week takes the guesswork out of it, and then you're not playing Tetris throughout the day with stuff left over at the end of the day. That might sound tedious to some of you if you're not tracking, but it's for a season. You don't have to track for your food forever, but if you want to repair your metabolism and you want it to be firing and optimally working for you, tracking macros for a season with a strategy is a game changer.
It is, absolutely.
Yep.
Real quick, before we move on to sleep, because that's our next topic, because it's all organized over there for us
Talk about
nicely.
snacks.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. One other thing that we do, I know Emmy does it, I do it, I've done it since my kids were little. If you are a parent, you probably keep snacks in your car or in your bag for your kids. Well, you should keep some snacks in your car and your bag for yourself also. Yeah. Otherwise, you might end up going and eating your kids' snacks, which may or may not align with your nutrition goals. So a couple things that we like, we talked about it in stories earlier this morning, actually, are these Built Bars. Now, we don't want our clients to rely on processed forms of protein as part of their daily intake of protein. This is in a pinch. In a pinch, I keep a Built Bar in my bag. If I know I'm going to be out and about and it's, you know, I have to eat something, I'm super hungry, I'll eat a Built Bar.
They're a treat.
It's a treat. It's not a daily occurrence for me at all. In fact, I like to get at least, well, I like to get 100% of my food, my macros from whole food sources and not from processed sources like these. Because honestly, this is just processed food, right? Mm-hmm. However, in a pinch, this is a great option. We have a code to get you guys a little bit of a discount on our website. In fact, I think the code is Macro Mavens if you go to built.com. Another thing that Built has that not a lot of people know about is bone broth. So this is Built's bone broth. It's actually pretty good. They're in individual little packets, which I like, so I can throw those in my purse, and then you just need hot water, which you can get anywhere, Starbucks. or at any coffee shop, and then throw a little bit of salt in there, and you've got a pretty decent, I think, what is it? 9 grams of protein, 10 grams of protein, 50 calories. So that's a great protein source. Yep, totally. Throw them in your backpack. I know a lot of people actually who, well, I'm not even gonna say this because I haven't tried it, but they like chocolate bone broth. So they'll put this in with like a scoop of cocoa powder. Don't quote me on that because I've never tried it, but I know a lot of people like that.
I would like that.
But
I haven't tried it either.
I haven't tried it. I'm not gonna knock it because I haven't tried it, but in fact, maybe I'll try it and then let you guys know. So anyway, those are a couple of my go-tos. How about you?
The other thing that I would just wanted to mention, and I have a lot of different like favorites. This is a go-to for me, but I do like to have jerky on hand. I actually went through a season where I was eating jerky almost every day, and I'm not right now. But it is a great thing if you know you're going to be on the go and you're not going to be able to have a standard meal. Then having jerky on hand, it can be a great fast way, if you enjoy it, to hit your protein. There are different ones that are like a good mix of protein and fat, or a good mix of protein and carbs, or primarily just protein. This is one of my favorites. It's just the Trader Joe's one. Thrive actually has one I like. The steak strips from Costco I like pretty well. So just having something that you like, and the nice thing is that they can last pretty well. So I just always keep some in my car. And some people think that's
I keep
gross.
them in my fridge.
I obviously am not too worried about foodborne illnesses. So
yeah. Well, until you open a bag of jerky and pull out a piece that's got mold all over it,
yeah.
you'll start keeping it in your fridge also.
Well, we'll probably eat it too fast for that to happen.
Yeah.
But anyways, jerky's a good one to have on hand. You know, I actually think minimizing snacking is the best thing you can do. But if you are a snacker, one thing that I do like to have on hand, because I try to choose less inflammatory options. If you're a crackery person, I just wanted to show these. I get the individual packs for my boys' lunches, but these are just the Simple Mills has a lot of almond flour options, and these almond flour crackers are such a great crunch. One of my favorite things to do right now, I think we're gonna do this for lunch today. I have carnitas in my Instant Pot that's on warm, so she'll just have to eat it.
It has been for 4 days.
No, 2.
Oh.
2. Anyways, I take carnitas with pico de gallo on top, and then I take these and I scoop it and I eat it, and it's delicious.
She scoops it and then she eats it, guys.
Yeah,
these
super
are
good.
so good. These
Yeah.
crackers are delicious.
So anyways, just some things, you know, we all have different taste buds.
Yeah.
And there's things that my clients love that I'm like, ugh, and things that I love and they're like, ugh. So find what works for you. Don't force yourself to eat something you don't like.
Yeah.
Like, make sure you're hitting your macros with things you enjoy.
Yep, totally. I have a handful of clients who are like, how do I eat all the carbs that you're assigning me? And I was like, what? Really? Yeah. So easy. Keep fruit on hand. You know, I keep berries on hand all the time. Another one of my favorites is cucumbers. Although cucumbers don't really pack a macro punch, which is actually nice if you want some high volume food. Cucumbers and pickles is the way to go.
Zucchini.
Yep, sliced apples, but having just having fruit ready to go is a great way to take care of your carbs.
And honestly, let's just touch on that for a minute. I know we need to move on, but we do have what we call mix and match macros on our website, on our toolbox, that just helps, like, if you're low in one category, what to fill it in with. However, if you are struggling to hit your carb goal, the best way to do that, like Haley just said, is whole fruit, because you're getting the fiber too.
Yeah.
Of course, vegetables, but fruit is gonna knock it out really fast. Vegetables and fruit. If you are struggling to hit your fat goal, which I never have a problem doing, I love myself some fat, nuts go so fast.
Far. Yeah, oh my gosh.
So, like, I mean, I used to eat so many nuts, and anyways, it's such a fast way to have a healthy way to hit your fat numbers, or an avocado, or olive oil, or avocado oil, or coconut oil, or grass-fed butter, like
olives.
Any of those things. Yeah. So there's just, you know, you don't have to make it difficult.
No, keep it simple.
Silly.
Let's move on.
Okay. Sleep.
Let's do it.
Okay. So when we talk about optimization of all things health, sleep is critical. Nutrition's critical, obviously, but my goodness, you guys.
I almost feel like, I think that, I don't know. I was going to say, I almost feel like sleep is number one.
It's so...
If it's not number one, it is tied for number one. Like, first of all, if you get poor sleep, you are no fun to be around. And I can say that because when I get no sleep, I am no fun to be around. And I want to be fun to be around.
Me too.
I want people to like me.
Too.
And when I don't sleep, I'm not likable.
Well, and I think I notice so much more now because I didn't get good sleep for a lot of years. And I for the most part, I get really good, deep restorative sleep now. And I don't think I actually knew what I was missing out on for all of those years until I really started experiencing everything that comes along with that deep restorative sleep.
Yeah.
What were you She's want to say
I don't know. I'm not going to say. No, it's just, we're just better people when we sleep. Yeah. And I think that's what you were just talking about is true for a lot of people. I don't think that people realize, like, when you have a crummy night's sleep, like, I don't even think that we realize what it does to our bodies and what it does to our brains and our cognition and our digestion. I mean, it really affects so many different parts of our life and our bodily systems that we don't give it enough credit. And especially if you are trying to lose weight and you're not sleeping, like, you got to figure something out, because your body will hang on to fat storage as a survival mechanism if you're not sleeping. Like, we all need to sleep. It is just paramount.
And we're going to talk about stress here in a little bit, but stress and sleep go hand in hand, because if your cortisol is spiking in the middle of the night and you're waking up with a racing brain and can't go back to bed, you're not getting deep and restorative sleep, and your metabolism is not optimized.
Yeah, or if you have a teenager that wakes up or that just is up at 3 in the morning and you go downstairs and they've got all these bright LED lights on in their room and then I'm like blocking, I'm like, so this happened to me last night, I'm a little bit sensitive. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you awake? And he's, whatever. And I was like, turn off these bright lights. And I went, it was 3 in the morning, and I went in and I laid in my bed and I stewed because I was awake. Yeah. Because those bright lights and my cortisol, and I was mad because I had to get up. Yeah. Anyway, so I might be a little cranky today.
She's not cranky.
Anyway, get good sleep.
Well, and so we've done an entire live, actually multiple lives on sleep that we can go back and see. But we also have, and I know I keep talking about our toolbox, but we try so hard to continue to create tools that will help all of us, ourselves included, simplify being the best version of ourselves that we can be. So this, you probably can't see it. This is what we call our deep and restorative sleep protocol, our deep sleep protocol, I should say.
And it's available on our website. Did you already say that?
I did.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, so toolbox. And so we won't go through all of the things here, but this just goes through healthy sleep habit recommendations, all of which are free. Like, honestly, just making some simple shifts in your day and in your evening and in your routine can really maximize your sleep. Haley and I both actually monitor our sleep data through our Oura rings, and so we can actually see the effectiveness of different things on our sleep patterns. It's been such valuable information for me. And then if you've done all the natural things, all the things to really try to help improve your sleep, your deep restorative sleep, and you're still struggling, then it might be time to consider some form of supplementation. And that's actually why we created Super Sleep as a tool. I am obsessed with it.
It is so good.
I used to take the majority of the ingredients individually and spent far too much money, like when we were really trying to figure out sleep, and Haley did as well. Yeah. So we worked with the formulator, an incredible formulator, to be able to get all of these really potent items into the least amount of capsules as possible and to make it affordable. And not only does it help you fall asleep and stay asleep, but it's actually helping support your natural cortisol rhythms so that your cortisol is spiking in the morning when you're waking up, which is when you want it to, and then reducing itself throughout the day so that you're not having that negative fat association with cortisol spikes. So this is supporting both sleep and metabolism. Look at the ingredients.
I'll just tell you really quick: valerian root, magnolia, hops flower, ashwagandha, passion flower, L-theanine, 5-HTP, phosphorylated serine. Oh, so good.
I love me some phosphorylated serine.
Tiny bit of melatonin and skullcap. This is magic, you guys. Although there's no such thing as a magic pill.
Yeah, I know. We like to say that because we do want you to try all the other things first. Like, we would love for everything to be first resolved with like education and application, right?
Yeah. And nutrition.
And nutrition, it's huge. Yeah. Like, food is medicine, depending on how you use it. And so that said, like, there is a time and a place for just that supplementation, and I needed it.
It's So good.
Yeah.
So good.
So anyways, if you're interested in learning more, you can also find that on the shop page of our website, or we're happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, there's actually a big, like a whole write-up on all of the ingredients, the benefits of the ingredients, and kind of our thought behind the creation of Super Sleep. So if you're interested, head over to the shop page of macromavens.life.
And if you're local to Southern Oregon, Velamos Boutique in Central Point carries both Mighty Metabolism and Super Sleep if you want to get your hands on them and look at them and decide if you want to try some.
And you should want to look at it because the labels are beautiful.
We worked so hard on our labels.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Anyway.
And then just a few other things. So definitely take advantage of this deep sleep protocol. Like even tackle two. Just tackle two of the things.
Yeah.
The free things that anybody can do and
Two
just see
things.
what a difference it makes.
Yep.
I put this out here. We have a link to this if anybody's interested. I mean, do whatever you want. I try to minimize any type of light in my room, but this is just one of those hatch. So like it mimics the setting of the sun and the rising of the sun, and it's not like a harsh alarm when you wake up in the morning, and it has a lot of nice features and like a glow and stuff. So I don't know, if you have a harsh alarm clock that has like bright lights and loud noises, you might want to reconsider. I have become, my family knows, it's like a joke in our house. I am real protective of my sleep now. So like when it gets later in the evening, like no bright lights, no loud noises, like I want cold and dark and like,
Wait till your boys are teenagers and you're going to be like, I need my own silent room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
I know. I'll tell you. Okay, we're going to keep moving on. Let's talk about hydration.
Oh man. Okay, so I said this was sleep. Like sleep is so important. It might be tied with number one with nutrition. Hydration is so important. Yeah. It might be tied with number one with sleep and nutrition. But hydration. We cannot preach water enough. Like water is so important. In fact, I was listening to something a couple weeks ago, and it was talking about how the cells in our body are reliant on water. And if you don't have water, you can picture, your cell when they're full of water, they're big and full and healthy. And when they're dehydrated, just like when our skin or any other part of us gets dehydrated, it shrinks and it curls and it's unhealthy and it's ugly. You want full, plump, healthy cells. And the way you get that is from drinking water. And it seems so simple and it seems so silly, but it is so important. And we all, most of us at least, need to be better about it. I have been a water drinker for a long time, but honestly, like I wasn't fully hydrated. If you're not getting half of your body weight in ounces of water, you're dehydrated.
Or more.
Yeah.
And especially if you're physically active.
Yeah.
And like not only do you want that like plump, beautiful, hydrated skin, but you want an operating digestion, and you want good energy, and you want a properly functioning metabolism,
and
then you
brain,
gotta drink your water.
And brain, if you want your brain to function well.
Yeah.
Our entire body, every system, every organ, every cell in our body needs water.
Yeah. And
if that's not enough motivation for you, I don't know what is.
Well, and so make sure you have a water bottle that you love. Like we're obsessed with these Stanleys. They're ridiculously expensive. We actually were embarrassed to link them on our website. Like there's no benefit
we'll
there.
Just tell you, they're like $45.
No, they're like more than that. Yeah. I think you can get them at REI locally.
I paid $45 for mine at REI.
If you guys find them for like but the thing is, like my husband loves to take, in fact I need to get him his own, because he'll literally the next morning there'll still be ice in here. And what I love is the bottom of this fits into my car perfect, and I love the handle. I love that it has a straw. Like it just.
She put a cute sticker on hers because mine is the same color.
Yeah. Whatever water bottle you want, preferably not plastic. Just for your own good.
Somebody paid $40 on the Stanley website, so go to the Stanley website and pick them up. And they come in lots of cute colors too.
They do. And if you just make sure you have something that you'll actually drink water out of, whatever that is. If you're going to drink more with the straw, use a straw. If you're going to drink more, if you add a little bit of strawberries or cucumber or whatever it is, do that. If you like lemon in it, have some cut up. Make it easy on yourself. If you love the idea of waking up to a beautiful pitcher of water next to your bed to start your morning with a glass, do that.
Do you do that? I feel like that's something you would do.
I've done it. I haven't been, but I really like the idea of it.
I feel like I could come over at some morning and there would be a beautiful pitcher of water and like sliced lemons in a glass sitting next to your bed.
That's the life.
That's the kind of woman she is.
I like that you think that about me.
I'm not like that. I might have my water bottle next to the bed.
I'd also love to lather myself in like olive oil every night with like essential oils in it, but I don't do that either. I don't take the time for it, but I'd like to.
That sounds nice too.
I know.
One other thing about hydration, and especially if you're somebody who likes to exercise and sweat a lot, if you use a sauna, sometimes using an electrolyte, this is just one that, again, we get no benefit from sharing this with you, even though we'd like to, because this is not cheap. LMNT, this is a 0 sugar hydration. It's a little bit salty. A lot of people, my kids hate it. They don't like it. I love it, and I actually like that my kids don't like it because it's too expensive for them to use. Anyway, and they don't need it. They're actually pretty well hydrated. But it comes in tons of different flavors. You can do like a little trial of all of their flavors, I think for, I don't know. You can hop on their website and see how much. But 1 packet of that in my water, I like it fairly diluted, so I just fill this up with water and use 1 packet. It has really good electrolytes in it. In fact, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And there's no sugar. If you go and you find, and I'm not dogging on these people because whatever, something is better than nothing sometimes, but like liquid IV is a whole lot of sugar. It's a lot of filler, and it's not necessarily like doing the job. And the micronutrients are like much less than what you're getting in this. So.
Another one that I haven't personally tried, but that a lot of our coaches and clients like, is the Redmond Relight. And I've heard that it's similar in terms of the electrolytes that Element has. But not everybody needs an electrolyte every day, but if you're physically exerting yourself for like an hour or more a day, or if maybe you're in a temporary cut, a deficit, replenishing these micronutrients and electrolytes are so critical. So I would just have it on hand to use strategically.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Movement. We're moving on the movement.
Well, we like to move.
What's that song? Moving on up
to the east side. Yeah, that's from
to deluxe apartment in the sky. Sorry, guys.
Moving on up. Woo! Okay, movement. We're getting off track. Yeah.
Okay,
We're not here to lose friends.
That's true. Boy, we will if we sing.
Getting kind of hot.
Okay, so yes, nutrition is number 1, but if you dial that in, well, we also said that sleep and hydration are number 1, so there's a lot of number 1s around here. However, we definitely say, like, if somebody's coming to us and they're not moving, we definitely want to dial in the nutrition first. However, we are going to start talking to you about moving your body. Now, if you are one that is after seeing lean muscle mass, you have to have muscle to see muscle.
Wait,
so
I need you to repeat that sentence. I didn't understand what you said.
if you are one that wants to see lean muscle mass, you have to have muscle to see muscle, which requires you to do some form of resistance training. And so first and foremost, if somebody comes to us and they're fairly sedentary, we're just going to want them to start moving their body more every day. Now, we've done an entire live on movement, probably multiple ones, so we won't get down into the weeds. However, there's some tools that you can do to really help just increase your low intensity steady state movement, which is just like walking. The more we can all walk every day, the better. Yep. But there's also a couple of tools you can have on hand if you don't have a gym membership or you don't have access to a lot of equipment or weights, that you can start using to incorporate some resistance training into your days that really can make a difference over time. And there's a lot you can do with just your body weight.
Totally. I mean, there's simple things that you can do to increase your steps. Parking farther away at the grocery store, at Target. Like sometimes I like to park in the far back. If I'm having like a sedentary day, like honestly Mondays, when Emmy and I are together, we're trying to bust out a lot of work and we don't get a ton of movement in during the day. We'll often head out for a walk to get stuff done, but when I leave here, I have to run a couple of errands. I will park in like the back of the Target parking lot and walk in, and just that simple thing will get me, a significant amount more steps than I would otherwise. Seems silly, right? Or like do other things around here. Set an alarm on your watch that tells you to get up and do some squats or jumping jacks. I do that same thing. I set an alarm every hour. I want to get up and I want to move my body a little bit. Maybe I'll go outside and water some plants, or, go pick up some laundry. Just move your body every hour.
Yeah.
I think it's really important.
And if you are carrying something from spot A to spot B, lunge while you do it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's little things that can like really add up over time. Consider, like, if you could get any type of sunlight on your body first thing in the morning, it is like one of the best things that you can do for yourself. In fact, I was just listening to a Huberman podcast, and he was saying like the most important tool he's learned in life is to get first of the morning sunlight, and that's like a big deal.
That's a big
for him
deal.
To say.
Yeah.
But it's huge, and so I know that's not possible for everybody, but just getting outside, taking a breath, doing something that you already need to do while you're out there. If you can, like if you have a family and it's hard to do it, like go for an after dinner walk. Like those things really add up. If you're in an office setting and you need to have a meeting, talk somebody into going on a walking meeting with you. Like it's amazing what a difference. We are actually more productive when we are walking and talking and meeting than when we're sitting and doing it.
Yeah.
Like your brain just works differently.
Yeah, if you need to talk some things out, do it on a walk.
And if you don't have some form of a step tracker, maybe consider even an inexpensive one. You can get them for $10 on Amazon. Because so many people think that they get a fair amount of movement in, but if you're averaging like 4,000 steps a day, try to get to 6. If you're averaging 8, try to get to 10 or 12. Like if you're already higher, like that, those steps make a huge difference for longevity and for success. But then in addition to that, if you are wanting lean muscle mass, which honestly leads to longevity, muscle, there's so many benefits to muscle.
Yeah.
You know, obviously using body weight, you can do body weight squats, you can do push-ups, you can do lunges, you can do a lot with just your body. But you can also have like something as simple as a kettlebell and a sandbag on hand. And there's so much you can do for that, and you can learn about it. Also, like we have our Fit program, which is an add-on program for our clients. It's customized workouts that you can do from home or from a gym, and the equipment needed differs. But there's so many options and so many tools available, and it's amazing what a difference just a little bit throughout the day can add up.
Yeah, and if you don't want to buy any equipment, like go buy 2 gallons of water. You know, a big 2-gallon jug of water weighs 18 pounds. Like that's all you need. Yeah. You find stuff around your house. Pick up a big bag of dog food, or I just saw a bag of dog food over there. You know, like look around. What is in your house that's heavy? We had a little bit of a water issue this morning, and I needed to like clean up some serious water, like a lot of water. So
are you talking here?
No.
Oh,
at my house. Yeah. No, we had a toilet overflow, and we didn't know. And so anyway, I didn't know until water was like dripping from my ceiling in my bathroom. Anyway, ran upstairs, sopped up a bunch of water with a bunch of towels and put it in a laundry basket. That laundry basket must have weighed 60 pounds.
Oh, I bet.
I was like, okay, we're just going to haul this thing down to the laundry and take care of it.
Oh, no.
But, you know what? I got it in a little extra movement. I'm stronger for it.
I have so many questions. But I will say, too, like my husband, he does jiu-jitsu, and so he trains a lot, and he's just a super active guy, but he has a fair amount of muscle mass, and he doesn't do like standard workouts. Like he doesn't have like an hour where he goes and works out in the gym. What he does is...
Wait, can I say it?
Go ahead.
What he does is he takes every opportunity that he has in any situation to move his body. So, for example, if you're ever at a restaurant with them and we're standing in line to like order our food, like maybe you have to go up to the counter and order your food and you're standing in line and you turn to say something to Byron, he may not be at eye level. He's probably doing squats right there, or
in the bank, on the corner.
Yeah, in a meeting like at school about their kids, maybe he'll take a kettlebell with him.
Oh, that is an exaggeration.
I bet he would. I absolutely bet he would take a kettlebell.
He has no shame, because here's his thing, like he doesn't necessarily like want the standard hour workout or whatever, so he just keeps a kettlebell in his tractor or is in his car or wherever, or he just has his body weight and he just fits it in when he's having a conversation, when he's there, and he's like, I don't care, like maybe it'll inspire somebody, like I don't care if they think it's weird. Like,
I don't know how many conversations I've had. My friend Kimmy on the HJB can attest to this. How many conversations I've had with Byron where he just starts exercising, like we're just chatting and he'll start doing push-ups, squats.
So maybe this is excessive. However, you can fit it in. Like it's, you know, your timer goes off, make it happen. Like it adds up. It's huge.
Yeah. If you ever see a farmer out in a field swinging a kettlebell next to his tractor,
that's my husband.
That's her husband.
Okay, we've talked about nutrition and tools. We've talked about sleep and tools. We've talked about hydration and tools. We've talked about movement and some tools. Let's talk about stress.
Let's do it. Stress sucks, guys. It's the worst.
It's the worst.
Guess
what?
We have
another tool.
Stress protocol. And I'm pretty sure this one is, so I don't say a lot about these because I can't ever remember which ones are available to the public and which ones are just for our clients. So if you are like, oh, I want that, but it's not on your website, then click on the hop on board button and we will get you signed up, and then you can access all of our educational tools that we create. But I think that the stress is one that we have for everybody.
Yeah.
And you guys, stress is so detrimental. It is so damaging to our bodies. And if you can walk away from this live today with a few tools on how to handle stress, we've done multiple lives on stress. There's a good kind of stress and then there's a bad kind of stress, and you really want to try to minimize the amount of bad stress and then learn how to deal with it as best as you can.
Increase your resiliency to stress.
Yeah.
Because it's not realistic for us to think that we can eradicate our lives of stress, right? But we can really learn some tools. We can take an inventory for sure, and we've talked a lot about that as to what do we have control to remove that is creating stress in our lives. But the things that we don't, how do we respond to it? And what are some tools that we can use to better respond to it so that we're not having this hurricane happening within our bodies between, our glucose and our cortisol and our metabolism and all the things that stress wreaks havoc on, our nervous system, our brain, all of it, our immune system.
Our sleep.
It's wild. And so I will say, if you go to the toolbox on our website, we have a couple of things specific to stress. We have one that's like a joy strategy. That's just a fun exercise to go through. And then we do have this overview on how to become more stress resilient. Simple things like using breath, practicing gratitude, taking an inventory. Like it's all on here. Nutrition also has an impact on how we react to stress. Like it all does. Sleep, all the things we're talking about today are interrelated.
Yeah.
But man, like if you can grasp a few tools that you can start practicing and make habit, even from like a laboratory marker standpoint, like measuring the effect of stress on the body, you guys, it's going to be really hard to move towards your goals if you can't get a handle on your stress. Like it's going to be really hard. And once again, some of us have more stress than others. Some of us respond to stress differently than others, but we all have the ability to make some shifts in terms of both the stress in our life and how we respond to the stress in our life.
Yep. So head over to macromavens.life. Check out this tool. We're not going to get into all of the things that you can do, but she handed me something behind the curtain, and I wasn't expecting it, and it threw off my train of thought. So
I'm sorry.
Another supplement that we have that actually mighty metabolism. So one thing, and we had mentioned it before.
That's what I meant to hand you.
I figured,
sorry.
like, this one doesn't count. Well, no, this is amazing. Also, we'll talk about it shortly. But super sleep, we had talked about it earlier. One of the things that we love most about it is how it helps to regulate your cortisol levels so that they are balanced when they're supposed to be. So we want our cortisol levels to be high in the mornings. That's what we want. We want to be able to react to things quickly and have quick response to things. And then as we go through our day, we want our cortisol levels to go down so that then when it's time for us to go to bed, we're not super stressed out, we're ready for bed, our bodies are settled, and then we can run through this whole process again. So it's like this nice, beautiful wave, high in the mornings, low at night, high in the mornings, low at night. Yeah. That's what we want. And super sleep helps to keep that roller coaster under control.
Yeah.
So
it surely does. Okay. Speaking of supplements, we've done a whole live on supplements. We also do have a supplement overview on the toolbox of our website. Shocker!
Macromavens.life if you haven't heard yet.
And we, in that one, I actually think we had all of our supplements out. So if you're interested in looking at that, absolutely please do. But once again, and we mentioned this earlier, supplements should do just that. Supplement the other things you're doing in your life already. So if you can get the large majority of what you need from your food, sorry.
That would be ideal.
That would be best case scenario. I need a drink.
But sometimes you have to supplement. So for instance, fiber. Fiber is a huge deal. We want our clients to get, 25 to 30 grams of fiber. we have this cool like fiber tool on our website. But fiber is super important. Yeah. But it's really difficult for a lot of people to get enough fiber during their day without using a supplement. A fiber supplement is amazing. You can use a fiber supplement. I take one almost every day. And that's just one. I'm not going to repeat myself 1,000 times. Anyway, you're supplementing what you're already doing. If you're looking for a supplement that's going to do everything for you to where you don't need to, be conscious of your nutrition or what you're putting in your body, it doesn't exist. Yeah. We've had lots of clients who come to us taking tons and tons and tons of supplements, and we're like, whoa, slow down, turbo. Let's look at the supplements you're taking. Let's see which ones you actually need, which ones are overkill because of what you are already eating, and let's get it under control. So anyway, supplement carefully, supplement responsibly, and if you have questions, you can head to our website and read our tool.
This one's on fiber, but we do have it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll just add to that because I don't think we've actually talked about Mighty Metabolism.
Oh, yeah.
Like Haley said, there is no magic pill. However, when you're working really hard and you're eating nutritionally and you're getting appropriate amounts of fiber and you're hydrating your body and you're doing all those things, there are things that can help you have a faster metabolic response. And that's why we created, two of the biggest pain points for our clients have been sleep and metabolism. And of course, we're going to get that metabolism to respond nutritionally, but we love this because it is a blend that really helps both your mitochondrial health from an energy standpoint, your digestion, and your metabolism. And so once again, there's more information on our website on this, but I love it. And then also, when you're supplementing, if you're gonna make an investment in supplements, make sure you know what you're taking. A lot of the box brands, they have a lot of fillers, they're not standardized, they're not GMP certified. Those things might just sound like words, but they're important because there's not a lot of regulation in the supplement industry, and you really should be looking for something that's third-party tested and that you know what you're getting. And so that's why we do have, both Haley and I really like the Thorn supplements. And we do have a link to those on our website. There's a lot of other good ones out there too, but do your homework because you want to be taking something that's reputable. There are a handful of supplements that I love that I think almost everybody needs, and once again, talk to your healthcare provider, and do what's right for you. But vitamin D, magnesium. I think magnesium might be one of my very, very top ones. I love magnesium. Yeah. A good omega, a good multi, a good probiotic. You don't have to take all the things, but most people, those are things that can really make a difference. And then jump into the things you specifically need for yourself. So once again, we have a whole thing on supplements, and maybe we'll reshare that too.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about supplements for an hour or more in one of our lives too, so you can check back and look at that too if you're interested.
Yeah. Okay, let's just talk about, we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. We've been on here for a long time, but we have a couple other tools. We do ask our clients to weigh themselves every day, and there's part of that we don't like because we don't want our clients to be tied to the scale. There's a lot of other data points that are just as, if not more important. However, it does give us a trending overall. There's a couple different ones. There's a Within scale, which I don't have, but some of my clients have and really like it. This is the Fit Track scale. What I like about some of these scales is that even though it might not be the most accurate way to measure, it does give you apples to apples. So this one lets me see my body fat over time. It lets me see my hydration, my bone mass, my muscle mass. There's a number of things in there. We have that on the toolbox of our website. It's just nice if you're using the same measuring rod to see apples to apples of other areas of your health outside of just weight.
Yeah, I have the same scale, Fit Track. What I like about it is you can log into your app, you can go back into your history and see trends, you can see where you were a year ago, you can see how your body has changed, which I think is really great for people who have different health goals, whether it's weight loss or putting on muscle or whatever that looks like for you. You can track it using the scale.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
So we've talked about a lot of things today.
Wait, I want to do the wrap up.
Oh, go
We've
for
talked
it.
about nutrition and tools that you can...
Because she has the notes over here. I love it.
Yeah. So we've
Okay.
talked about nutrition and different things that you can do nutritionally to help optimize your life in that way. We've talked about sleep. We've talked about our super sleep supplement that we just love, and different tools that you guys can implement right now tonight to get better sleep. We've talked about hydration. Get a water bottle, different ways to get in the amount of water that you need. At least half of your body weight in ounces in water every single day, minimum. If you're not getting that, you're dehydrated. Go drink some water. We've talked about movement and how important it is to move your body every single day. You can just do a little dance right here, do a little jig, get some movement in. We've talked about stress and how to reduce stress in your life and how to be more stress resilient. We've talked about supplements, and then we've talked about miscellaneous.
Good wrap up. Hey, you guys, we have mentioned a lot of tools today that are on our website. You can go over to macromavens.life. If you're interested in having a free consult with one of our coaches to see if we're a good fit, just fill out the hop on board form. We have a lot of free resources on the toolbox of our website, both in the form of educational overviews as well as just tools that we like and links to those. It's so funny. I am seeing these images sit here and I'm like, oh, look,
Somebody has the built protein.
I know, it's so funny. Anyways, we are here. We are always want to be developing tools that are going to help ourselves and our clients reach their goals even faster. So if there's something we don't have that you'd like to see, let us know. And man, it doesn't have to be super complicated. There is a strategy to reaching your goals faster, and we're here for it and to help you with it. But there's also little tools that you can use along the way. And if you watch this after the fact and have a tool that you love, put it in the comments and let us know. And keep it up, you guys. Like, you're showing up, you're doing it, and that's awesome.
Yep.
Pick a couple of things that you can commit to shifting, whether it be an after dinner walk, 1 or 2 things off a sleep protocol,
Meal prepping,
and just increasing your fiber, starting your day with water, whatever it is, like those little
that beautiful
habits.
pitcher of water next to your bed with a slice of lemon.
Yeah.
If you do that, will you send a picture to us and tag us? Because we would really love to see that.
I mean, just waking up and to the sun, to the sun rising, and having this beautiful pitcher with lemon in it and a glass that you just pour and take a sip, and you grab your gratitude journal and you just write in it before you even hop out of bed or ever turn your phone on. Doesn't that sound magical?
If you do that, please take a picture and tag Macro Mavens. And we will post it, because that will be, that's going to set the bar.
I might even give you a prize.
If you do that, you will get a prize. Emmy will send you a prize. Anyway, thanks so much for being here, guys. Head over to macromavens.life. Click the hop on board button if you're interested in coaching. If you're interested in getting coached, we would love to chat with you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. Happy Monday.
Bye.